start with the defense. Are you ready to proceed?
Yes.
Please do.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we have demonstrated that Barbara Barrett is a victim of terrible circumstances. She was mistreated and brutally beaten by her beloved husband for 10 long years. Then she was neglected and abandoned by the man she loved. On top of it all, when she sought help, she was told to forgive. And then, when it all became too much, her sworn protectors, the police, neglected to inform her of her rights. Barbara could not have controlled her actions on the night of December 18th any more than she could have controlled the rising of the sun. Barbara Barrett had suffered 10 years of terrible violence. She endured this violence because she knew that the beatings would subside and John would become gentle, affectionate, and romantic again. She lived for those times, just like all women who suffer from battered women syndrome. But when John told her that he was leaving her, there would be no third loving phase. Then something inside her snapped, and without her conscious knowledge or consent, she lashed out irrationally. As we have proven, Barbara Barrett's protectors failed her. Mr. Cheney claims that he makes a habit of reading Miranda rights to suspects. However, he has no specific recollection of reading those rights to Barbara. She says that he never did. The burden of proof is on the prosecution. They must prove that the 5 elements of murder are present in this case. These elements are malice aforethought, motive, intent, means, and opportunity. At least one of these elements is missing. The only witness who can testify to malice aforethought is Lee Porter, who has been impeached by her previous accusations. She is pled guilty, and according to Llewellyn versus Atlantic Greyhound Corporation, this is enough to impeach her character. Members of the jury, Barrett's 10-year marriage was harsh and abusive. According to Dr. May, John Barrett was fully dressed, shoes and all, but his belt was missing. Police found it on the floor in the living room, where Barbara said that he threatened her. Less than a week before, John had used a belt as a weapon against his submissive and beleaguered wife. It was the last straw. Barbara was broken psychologically. And then the unthinkable happened. She shot her beloved husband. Presumably, a murderer would dispose of the weapon. The less evidence, the better. However, the gun that killed John was found on the ground beside him. She didn't hide it. She was heard to say, "I didn't mean to hurt him." She was a woman clearly in the throes of a breakdown. Members of the jury, as witnesses have testified, many women are in this situation. Will you stand by and allow the Barbara Barretts of the world to be oppressed? Will you let the helpless be abused? We must tell them that they have a voice. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I remind you that you are obligated by the law of this court and this country to uphold justice. I trust that you will make the right decision and acquit Barbara Barrett. Thank you.
Prosecution.